All right. Well,
Oh,
as you
right
guys
now.
can see, no whiskey today. We are drinking Soul.
Yeah, we're drinking beer.
Yeah.
I have a couple brewskis.
I was on my way over and I was like, "You got beers?" I wasn't in a whiskey morning.
I don't blame you. I'm glad that you suggested this because I could definitely use a beer.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give mine a few minutes to
Sure.
settle.
Yeah. Your pour was a little more aggressive than mine.
You gotta exfoliate the bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm sure none of those words work together, but I made them work.
It sounds about right. I still remember when you showed us that video. It was like how to properly pour a beer,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes so much fucking sense.
I know you never think it would, but it does.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good for your stomach. It's good for your beer. It's good for everyone.
It's good for
everyone fucking
and
wins.
I never really thought like, yeah, they do fucking pump a little more carbonation in there so that when you do pour it out,
It's fresh.
yeah, it's not
it makes sense.
flat.
Yeah, I know. It makes total sense. I hope everyone had a good Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Today is Halloween.
Yeah, that we're recording, but
Yeah.
this is after the fact. Last week was before.
I'm diving in. I'm
All right.
sorry. I can't
Cheers,
wait.
buddy.
I can't wait.
CJ's fucking amped.
I'm just gonna get drunk, stay here till 3:00, drive home, and then
Get drunk, then drive home.
no. I'm gonna have a nap.
Yeah. Sleep it off.
Yeah, sleep it off, and then drive home for hockey. Hope you don't mind.
Is this the first? We did a Vizzy, correct? That was it. Cooler. Is this the first beer review?
Yeah,
I think it might be.
because we've done non-alcoholic.
We did non-alcoholics, but that was just for like 7.8, whatever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
the
This
full
is
review.
this is an actual review, and it's gonna be tough. Like, how do you do the virgin? Like
It's gonna
first
be
sip,
yeah.
and
It's gonna be
just like Will Ferrell said in Old School, once it touch your lips, it's so good.
Shout out to Frank the fucking Tank.
Oh fuck, man.
That's such an underrated movie. I wouldn't say underrated. I think at the time it
No,
was a thing, but it's one of those movies you forget about as like one of the best comedy movies
And then
ever.
you just catch it on like TV at one
You're like,
point.
I forgot how fucking good this
Yeah.
movie is.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. It's so fucking good, man.
fucking crazy, man.
You got a dart in your neck.
Do you know how crazy you sound?
I like you. I like you, man. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
It is what it
like
is.
yeah, at least for me, like usually the first sip of any beer is like it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah. So
I-
judge it accordingly.
I just reached heaven.
yeah.
I'm in
You
Valhalla.
climaxed. Oh, you're going to Viking heaven too. You're going hardcore heaven.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love Vikings, man.
Interesting shit. My virgin is an 8.7.
8.7. Nah, mine's up there. 8.8.
8.8.
Yeah.
My reasoning is with you, it's like the first sip of a beer, especially if you're
It's
craving
cold.
a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold. I always forget how good Soul is. You can only get it at the beer store, right?
Hit and miss. Sometimes the LCBO.
Really, eh?
I bought 2 cases of Soul all summer and I looked for it all summer.
Hmm.
It was sold out
Alright.
every time I went looking for it.
So you've gotten it at the LCBO before?
That was the beer store I got it at, but I've
Okay.
seen it at an LCBO. I'm
Huh.
pretty sure.
Yeah, because we went to the LCBO. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get like a 6-pack of Soul or whatever. I forget where we were going. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything crazy, but I'm like, I don't think the LCBO has it. But they usually like they have Corona and all that shit, and I think Soul's more popular these days.
I would say it is so underrated as
It
like
really
just
is.
as a any time of year too. Like it's obviously more geared towards like or marketed as a summertime beer.
Yeah.
I drink it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's fucking so good.
Yeah.
It's flavorful. It's like better than a Canadian or like a standard Canadian lager you would get.
I'm actually not loving Coronas these days.
Neither am I.
They get skunky real quick.
So the way to mitigate that, I've found, is if you
Just
should
don't buy it.
yeah, just don't buy the fucking shitty beer.
Yeah.
You should buy it from the beer store and
Okay.
buy it as a 2-4.
Okay.
Because if you notice the boxes of Soul and Corona, although I did hear that Sol does something with their beer where it doesn't go skunky.
Yeah, because I heard that it's the clear glass that makes it go skunky quicker.
That's why even bottles of Moosehead, like green bottles and Heineken and stuff like that, they can go skunk too because it's still technically a clear bottle, right? It's just a little bit tinted green.
Yeah, it's not that dark brown ember.
Yeah, it's not blackout shades.
Yeah.
So buy a case from the beer store because next time you go, look, the cases are so sealed.
Yeah, it's like
they're
just
far
the slit in the
not even
middle.
in the top because that's
not anymore.
No,
right?
because on a regular case they can afford to do that, but even just that little slit will let light in and skunk half the beer. Fuck. So I have had very good success with Coronas buying them out of the beer store and just buying a 2-4, not a 12-pack or anything like that. Just get a 2-4 because it's pretty sealed. You bring it home and it's been good all year for me. But when you buy the open ones or like the ones that have taken out of the 6-pack,
shit, yeah,
God knows where they've been. They're probably sitting in a car for 10 hours and they're like, let's just throw this on the shelf.
Yeah. Or they've been sitting on the shelf for who knows how long.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my
little
good to know. Tidbit for you.
And
I bet you'll notice a difference. I would say you probably would for sure.
Okay.
Are we moving along here with this shit?
Yeah, I actually really like the smell of it.
Olfactory. What's your olfactory rating? Smell.
It's like, what? My smell is going to be an 8.5.
I'm going to be like a 7.5 because it just smells like a beer to me. It smells better than most beer. It's a little sweeter smelling.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I like it because it's not harsh. I haven't really drank beer in a while, so I don't really have anything to compare to right off the top of my head.
Fair enough. It's unoffensive though.
Yeah, and it smells good.
Yeah, it sure does. Flavor is pretty good for me, as far as because this is just
great
like
casing beer.
This is just like a lager, easy drinking shit.
Is it a lager?
I would classify it as one. It's I don't know whatever they call it in Mexico, cerveza, but that just means beer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that just means beer, but contains barley. It's literally all it says.
This was brewed in Toronto, though.
Really?
Yep. It says right on the bottle, Molson Coors, Canada, Toronto.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, it makes sense. It's like why they build cars in other countries.
Yeah.
Because they build them where people buy it, as opposed to like building it in a country and then spending all the money to ship it.
I was actually listening to, was it Two Bears, One Cave with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura? I was listening to that podcast, I think, and they were talking about like marketing, and it's like, I think they brought up Corona. You don't see Corona like targeting like Mexicans. They target us.
Yeah, they target the gringos.
Yeah, because we're the ones always drinking it.
Yeah.
Like we always want it. And then it's like you see Molson Canadian, they target like everybody else except us.
Because they know you're going to drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they target everybody else that they want to drink it because they know everybody else is going to, like, their actual demographic is going to drink it.
I have a theory that Molson Canadian is going to go the way of the dodo bird shortly. Like it's going
to go away?
It's going to become very unpopular, I think. This is probably a very bad theory. I think it's... So the example I'm using is Molson X used to be extremely popular. Like as common as Canadian is now.
Right.
30 years ago.
Really?
But it's an older generation that drinks it. They stop drinking beer. They die off.
It's like
they don't pass it down. Labatt Blue is another one.
Yeah.
Right? Beers go through ebbs and flows, but Labatt Blue was so fucking popular.
Yeah, my dad
my parents used to drink
all the time.
Every time there's a case of beer at my grandfather's house, it was blue.
Yep.
Forever. Now look. Like
I saw my brother drink it once and he thought he was cool. Like he's like, "Oh, guess what I bought?" I'm like, "What?"
The most popular beer of all time.
I bought Labatt Blue. I'm like, "Why?"
Why would you do such a thing?
It's like he'll go out and be like, "Oh, got me a case of Laker." I'm like,
"Great.
Cool." Like, are you in high school? Can you not afford better beer? Like
I like so I put it down to Molson Canadian feels like it's its demographic is like people that are 50 plus right now for the most part of people that do drink it.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of young people drinking Molson Canadian. Like
No.
I often, if I go to a beer and I'm just going to get a draft or something, I will get a Canadian.
Same.
I don't dislike the beer at all, but it's not like
there's if I'm under pressure, I'm ordering a Canadian. If I have a couple minutes,
because it's like, you know what you're going to get.
If I have a couple minutes to see like what they have on tap or
might change it up.
Yeah. I'll probably order something else. Now, to go off of what you're saying, do you think restaurants, bars, and all that shit, you're going to see them go more with kind of what the fuck, like the craft beers?
See, I don't know
Flying Monkey and shit like that.
I don't know. Those beers usually you get on as cans at beers, like, so they don't really put them on tap too often.
No,
because they have to think about shipping those beers out, right? Yeah. They don't want the kegs to go off and then fucking lose inventory on that. I don't know what's going to replace it, and it could be something that's like floating around right now that like I don't think it's going to be replaced by craft. I just mean like as the number. So like Molson X was really popular.
Yep.
It was always on tap everywhere, and now you don't see it on tap.
Nope.
Can't even get a bottle of it. It's hard to find.
Yep.
Labatt Blue, the exact same thing. I just think it's going to be like that. It'll still be around, but it'll just be replaced by like another generic sort of type of beer.
Okay.
That's more what I'm saying.
You just think something
will come along that like
some news coming.
It could even still be here. Like it could be in circulation right now, and then it just picks up, and then this one dies off.
Okay.
As like our generation moves through the ranks. Or maybe it does switch over to full on craft, and the hipsters have won at that point.
Yeah.
Hipsters
Although I'm a pretty big fan of the craft beers, to be honest. Too. Like they're fucking good.
I was working
a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Like
I was working out of town last week, and we went to a brewery in Perry Sound. I've never heard of it.
What's it called?
It's called Trestle.
Okay.
I've never even seen their cans, but big brewery. They have a ton of beers.
There are so many breweries like everywhere, and you just don't know. Like it's fucked.
This one was really fucking good.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, like we did a little flight to sample them all.
Yeah.
They had a stout that was like 9%.
Jesus.
And it was like tasty. It was like
that's good.
Like a chocolatey coffee flavor to it.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I could fucking get around that.
I think you could. Yeah, you'd find your way around it. So good food. But then there's also like, don't get me wrong, there's also a bunch of breweries that are fucking dog shit.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many, and not every single one can be a top shelf.
So like this Trestle, like I would say like just the shit that I drank from them, like, and they do like a couple German type style beers. They do a few other ones.
Yeah.
Just haven't seen them on the shelves, but that's not to say that if I walked through the LCBO or beer store in Perry Sound, that I'm sure would be on their shelves there, right?
I was gonna say, I know for like the LCBO, or I've heard, I should say, because I've never personally looked into it. I think it's really hard to get your alcohol, whatever it is, listed or sold by the LCBO.
You have to pay for shelf space.
I don't even think it's like just to get it. So like, because you can go on there and like special order shit.
Yeah.
Like just to get on there. Like never mind like being
being on a shelf. Yeah. Okay. So
just to get in with like this, I guess like the stock or
it's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The process is fucked.
There's wineries in Niagara that sell like expensive bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Like upper echelon wine that can't get in the LCBO. That are like award-winning wines that are like retail for like $40 to $50 bottles of wine, but you can only buy it at the winery or have them ship it to you. They can't even get in the LCBO.
Yeah, that's fucked.
That's why you don't have a racket. You know what I mean? Like that's why you get rid of all this shit and just go back to fucking make it all private.
It's a big fucking moneymaker though.
I know it is. Government troop.
The mafia.
Yeah, the government.
Literally.
The government.
It's the greatest mafia of all time. They took over. I just noticed that the top of their bottle has these like little like bumps. What the fuck? That's kind of sick. That's different. Like matches the cap.
Motherfucker. It does.
Yeah. Jesus. That's how my head's working tonight, like this morning.
You're clearing out cobwebs too.
Yeah. I didn't even fucking do anything.
I'm going 8.9 on the flavor. Because I got on this trail and I got very sidetracked.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Maybe hours ago. I don't even know what day it is.
I think it's Monday.
Probably.
I'm going to mimic that 8-9.
It's got a lot of flavor for just a standard off-the-shelf lager.
And like a light Canadian beer and stuff.
Yeah, very good.
Nice light beer. Yeah, I'm gonna mimic that 8-9. Smoothness, like Can you pass me the thing?
The soap.
Okay. This is what I have to ask you. Well, how are you gonna do the smoothness? Because like it's a beer. It can't be a 10
in comparison to other beers, because there's beers that are not smooth that you can like fucking choke on.
Yeah,
like hoppiness and shit.
Yeah, but you also get like those higher alcohol content beers. Like you had that 9% one where you tried.
That was extremely smooth though.
Yeah, right. But there's others that aren't.
No,
and you'll fucking gag on.
So in comparison to all the beers that I've drank, some smooth and some not smooth. Yeah, that's what I'm basing it off of. I'm just basing it off of in the beer world that I know.
Okay.
Now, that said, a basic beer in the beer world is probably a fucking minimum 9 off the shelf, anyways.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna put this right around there, like 9.1.
Yeah.
Maybe higher. Like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It could be like 9.4. It's a fucking beer.
It's a beer.
Like.
Yeah.
I'm just hesitant to mark anything as a 10.
Same.
So why don't I just
There's always something better.
I'll just go 9.7 on the smoothness then.
Holy fuck.
It's extremely high drinkability.
You're right.
This is just in the beer world.
Sure.
This is just in the beer world.
I'm going to mimic that 9.7 because your justification is great because we're not in the liquor world. We're in the beer world right now.
And you can only think about it in that context.
Yeah. And like you said, drinkability.
Jesus Christ.
Yard sale, bro. Fuck. As drinkability, it's you could fucking drink this all day.
Mm-hmm.
Could you stand up at the end? Probably not. But that's a different story.
And the thing I find with Souls is that you don't even need to switch off them, because like I find like
sometimes
if I like load up for like a cottage weekend and I get like a case of Canadian, I also want to get a case of something else just to break it up, because I don't want to drink Canadian all day.
Nope.
I could drink these all day.
Yeah. Easy.
Wake up, crack them.
Easy.
Have at it. All right, give me your finish then.
My finish is also high because there's no bad aftertaste.
Yes, and that can be a problem in the beer world.
Like you have a beer and sometimes after you're like, what the fuck? Like,
gross.
I gotta fucking brush my teeth or like eat something to get this shit out of my mouth, and I don't have that with this. So again, I think the finish is also going to be slightly like high as well. I'm gonna go 9.5 on the finish.
That's totally fair. I'm gonna go 9.3.
Yeah.
And again, just based on other beers, because you're right. There's beers where like you take a sip and you want to fucking scrub your tongue after. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Do you guys have Listerine so I can fucking
get this
chug that for a second and
devil out of my mouth?
Still keep my buzz going. But oh fuck, I'm so glad you had beers.
We can have more.
Nah, I shouldn't.
We have the technology.
I was driving past like driving here, and I'm like, is there a beer store like on the way?
Oh, you know, a quick hack for that. If you're up in my area, go to Walmart.
What?
So Walmart,
they
have a very good beer aisle,
really,
and it's refrigerated.
Wow.
And then the ones that aren't refrigerated is like more crafty and European beers, but still get home, throw them in the fridge. And their wine aisle, like if you were ever in a pinch. And the nice thing about Walmart is that they start selling their beer like 9 a.m.
Yeah, because I'm like, no beer store is going to be open. They don't open until...
That's your little workaround.
Actually, it was like 10, right? They open at 10 now, don't they?
Some of them, yeah, 10, 11.
10, 11.
I don't know what their Sunday hours are.
Neither do I. It's probably like 1 o'clock. Knowing my luck.
Probably closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, go to a Walmart, especially up here. There's your little hack. And the reason I know that is because I've seen a couple DGens storm in there at... 9 in the morning and go straight for literally Molson cold shots. I'm like, wow. These guys figured out a
Those
fucking
are
life
not
hack.
Good beers.
No, but they do the job if you're looking for a quick fix.
Definitely.
I guess.
I remember all the girls, Antonia being one of them, drinking those. All the time.
I remember more guys drinking cold shots than I do girls, personally. In my memory bank, yeah.
Really? I just remember, what are you guys drinking? Cold shots. Fuck, those are disgusting. I'll shotgun one. Thanks.
I guess the whole appeal to them was higher percentage, right?
Yeah, higher percentage, and they were like a smaller can.
My brother-in-law has found these fucking. So Dab is a European beer.
Yep.
I'm sure you've seen it.
Yep.
It's pretty good. Like it's off the shelf.
Never had it.
Yeah, it's like pretty standard European. It's fine. But they make a 7% and a 10% can. Tall boy. And like the difference in price is like cents.
Okay.
So like he'll just like, because he's young and cheap, he'll like fucking go
get
out
the
and
high percentage.
Whatever he would usually drink in Dab regulars, he'd get the higher percentage. And
fucking now he's golden.
A few of those into him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
All right, buddy.
All right, verdict is in. So for the Soul beers, I'm a 9.1.
I'm 8.8. And the only difference in there was just the smell. I was a full point below you on the smell, which otherwise we were pretty much bang on.
Yeah, and we still are. They're still very, very close.
Yeah, I like this. I do. I wouldn't mind getting a few more beers to try, so we can build up the beer portfolio per se.
Do you want to just start doing beers for?
We can for a little bit.
The next month or so.
Grab a couple off the shelf. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, go till like our Christmas episode or something like that. All right, you heard it here first. Month of November's beer reviews.
There you go.